World of Beauties, it's Mary here, and we have editorial assistant Jess, who has decided to take the plunge and chop off her hair. Thankfully, she's in pretty good hands, very good hands, with stylist Johnny Spinacos.
Hi, how are you?
And he's here. He's done a little bit of work beforehand, just to kind of get us started. But this, it's going to disappear, and you're getting an undercut too, right?
Yes.
So you're here tuning in to watch Jess transform, and in the meantime, we want to talk to Johnny. Is a pro, and he can tell you everything you need to know about when you talk to your stylist, or if you're thinking of, making a dramatic change. So make sure you ask questions. And Johnny, I'm gonna let you get started, or finish what you started rather.
Okay. All right. So all I did back here with her was she wants to take this kind of shaggy haircut that's
He hates.
10 or 12 years outdated, and she wants to cut it into something that's a little more functional. So what she does, hobbies and personal life. So all I did really was I just went under here, just kind of hack jobbed it just to get some of the weight out, no real rhyme or reason. And that's at least my perimeter guideline for here. So I'm going to go in with clippers next, and then really make it, really make this party happen.
Oh man,
So
here we go.
nothing to be nervous about.
This is giving me flashbacks to, I know you're going to do a good job, but as we were talking about off camera, I got a really bad haircut when I was 16 years old, which is like a formative time in your life, and I didn't really, and at one point the hairdresser brought out clippers, and I did everything in my power not to cry, and when I got my mom's car, I think I did. But this is going to be awesome.
Where do you set the mood?
Yeah. So what do you say to somebody when they're like, I want to do, like, are you excited when someone wants to make a dramatic change, or do you kind of counsel them? Like, how does it work?
Me?
Yeah. You just let them do what they want to do?
I think it's all. I think as a stylist, you have to use your own personal discretion. I think obviously if it's somebody new, you have to kind of investigate a little bit as to what's causing this massive change that's out of character for that person. But I mean, I think stylists have little rules for themselves. I do. I think they should. There's certain things I will and won't do, especially to new clients or new people that I've never met.
So what's something you won't do?
Normally, this is not. I would not do this in the salon.
Okay.
Unless it's somebody I know or it's just it makes sense.
Yeah.
But normally, somebody who comes in as pretty as her with hair like that, it's like, okay, what happened?
Break up.
Let's hear about it. How many charges?
What's the most common thing that people come in afterwards with?
What do you mean afterwards?
So if they're coming in and it's because of a certain reason, what's the most common reason people want?
Oh, breakups. I mean, everybody knows that.
I mean, your hairstylist is basically your therapist, right?
I don't get that though with me.
you give up tough love.
We should edit that out. All right, so I'm going to shave your head now.
All right, let's do
You
it.
cool?
Yeah.
All right, put your head down.
Mom,
Just put your head
take a
down a
deep
tiny
breath.
bit.
Oh my
You
god.
put it down a tiny bit.
My
Yeah,
mother is
just like
going to
that.
freak.
Jess's mom, if you're watching, please comment and let us know what you think.
Oh
boy.
She's probably just dying right now.
I should have brought a weed whacker.
I have a lot of
hair.
hair.
Put your head up a tiny bit.
But Jess's boyfriend is excited about this, right?
Oh my god.
Boyfriend?
Yes, he's pretty stoked.
What was all that 1 in a million talk?
Uh-oh.
Yes,
He's not watching.
He's cruising by?
No, he's probably watching.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Oh my god. Oh, Jess, your mom says she's dying.
I know she's probably dying.
No, she said
I
she's
know.
dying. In
Mom,
the comments.
It's okay. It's okay. My mother likes safe,
You have
traditional
so much
haircuts.
hair.
Yeah, she does. Pretty. So undercuts have been I'm sure they've been a thing longer than just the past year, but I feel like in the past year they've really been popular. Is that a trend you've seen too, Johnny?
Well, I've still only been doing hair for a very short time, in retrospect, as far as how trends are set, and evolve. But I definitely, in 2 years, especially with the importance of social media and the relevance, I mean, everybody kind of works with everybody. It's almost like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all the same stuff to me. It all looks good.
So tell us a little bit about if you can multitask and talk and shave, about your background and what you do, and I know. And
Tell us your story. You have a really interesting story.
I'm from New York. I moved here 4 years ago by myself. I left like my family all back in New York. I moved out here to get sober a few years ago, and right,
Yeah.
and then what's it called? There we go. And after I did that and kind of like solidified like my little group of guys and like little safety nets like that my parents, you know, were super comfortable with, and so on. I didn't want to get a job for some reason. I didn't want to get a job, so my mom, being the amazing woman that she is, my parents being unnecessarily supportive, they've always been, said, go to hair school, we'll help you, you're great with people, which is ridiculous. At the time, you know, at the time it was like, well, who are you? Where's my mother?
Moms always think the best of you.
She's rarely wrong. So just out of pure like sloth, I went to hair school.
The hair
And
prodigy was born.
I went to Paul Mitchell School in Costa Mesa down in South Orange County. And I talk about Fern the Barber a lot. He didn't necessarily teach me how to cut hair, but he taught me how to think outside the box.
Seems important.
No, he was massively incremental
Yeah.
in whatever growth I made as a student, for sure. I think our styles are very similar, and it's kind of obvious, but.
So we have a question. Wendy says, I love texturizing razors, but when I ask for the look, I end up with a, quote, dog
I know you did
haircut
do long for a
layers.
little bit, but just chill.
What's the term she can use in order to get the razor look back there so it's not so choppy? So how?
Along the hairline?
Yeah. So what do you want to ask your stylist to get that?
So that would be, I would recommend saying something more like a lived-in or a day-old, some sort of verbiage or articulation that is not like fresh or
Okay.
brand new. So like for me, I can show you with the little bit of hair that's left here. Like for me, you have hard lines and soft lines. So obviously that's hard line, right? In order to texturize that, I'll go back in and you notch it. So you go in, you take that straight line, and it's still a straight line, it's just not all falling at the same length.
Okay.
You know, and then the deeper you go, it's just a form of point cutting and a form of lightening. I can goof around with some of this length because it's going to come off. But like, so the difference would be, you know, in order to point cutting is very deep, and it's very much surrounded with weight removal.
Oh yeah, they
So
do
the,
my hair all the
so
time.
the deeper you're going with these shears, the deeper you're going into the hair shaft, the lighter it's going to be and the more flatter it's going to lay on the head. But what people misunderstand is that you can take that same hair and you can maintain that weight in places that you want, but you can tousle up that perimeter, come back the other way. I mean, it all depends on whatever your dexterity is in your limbs.
So you can say like a lived-in look, and
That is the
and-
term, is
okay,
lived-in, yeah.
lived-in. Okay.
Is lived-in
Good to
color.
know.
Lived-in color would be the extended root.
Yeah,
you know,
right. Yeah, all about that.
Yeah, so for her, what we're going to do here is we're going to come back up the side here now that I have the back established a little bit. And again, I still really actually don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I know what I'm doing, but I don't
Know what the final look is.
know what the hell I'm doing right now, no.
Jess, how do you feel about that?
Most stylists, no stylist in a salon is diagramming haircuts in the
Right.
back, presumptuously thinking that's going to come in. You know, I try to be very organic. I think if you have an understanding of basic foundation and fundamental, I don't think you have to think about it so consciously anymore.
What are some of the most frustrating things as a stylist that you come across when you have somebody come into your chair? Like, what are things that people ask for or do that just drive you nuts?
Well, I don't do color really, in that facet to where like color clients are a nightmare. I've heard with just their wish list of things and how ridiculous it is to even achieve. Anytime a Kardashian changes her color, it's like a new Elmo dolls at the store. It's like salons are just rushed with people that think they can get that. So I don't deal with those type of unrealistic expectations, but from a cutting standpoint, you have women who don't understand what a cowlick really is. They don't understand how to style their hair. It's actually very overwhelming to be a guy and know more about her head shape and how her hair grows. She'd be like 3 times my elder. It's like, what have you been doing?
Somebody was wondering if cutting it, like, is there a way to cut it if you have fine hair to make it look thicker, or is there like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, again, it depends what style you're going for too. Everything is based off what your end result is going to be. But just in theory, short hair pushes long hair. So that's the whole point of like a texturizing shears. You have the little notches in there, and it's an uneven amount of hair that gets cut, and that's how you lighten that, you know, the hair that way.
So layers?
Not necessarily layers. I mean, anything elevated is layered theoretically because you're cutting it farther away than it's going to be. And again, this is, you know, social media is kind of like, like, I guess bastardizing would be the word, terms that they're being horribly misused these days.
So people might ask for something and they mean
Yeah,
one
there
thing
is.
and
I mean,
they're
you can.
saying
I'm sure
something else.
anybody who's watching, any time they've been, and nobody judge this because this is just me goofing around. But anytime a woman's left the salon unhappy, it's because there's been some sort of massive miscommunication on her end or whoever's. Doesn't matter whose, but she ain't coming back.
Man,
You know what I mean?
Pressure.
It's okay. I mean, it's just hair. I mean, people who are a little, I guess you can't have like a sensitive stomach type of thing, but I mean, it's just hair. Like,
Yeah, it'll grow back.
yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean, I've had disgruntled clients at times.
Totally
But at times,
yeah.
it's like, I mean, what? I get it. I'm sorry. I don't know what else I can say.
Before we went live, we were talking about the qualities a good hairstylist has, and what did you say was the number one?
Abs.
Abs. Yeah, abs.
No.
For all those shirtless hairstyling studios, which actually I would be not surprised to find that in LA.
Not at all.
What, like a Chippendales type of barbershop?
Ooh, let's
I'm
You have
down.
to start
Yeah.
implementing that.
get that venture capital, get that started.
Yeah. What was the question?
What you were talking about before we started.
Just for me, I can only really, my only real frame of reference is my mother who did hair before I was born, and me, as far as like why I do hair and whatever, you know, so on and so forth. I'm my only reference. So with that being said,
Oh, it's a lot of hair on the
Yeah.
ground.
Oh my
I know
god.
it's like grossing me out.
Hey now.
Compassion is a huge thing. I mean, you're dealing with people. I mean, I'm a man. I'm a straight guy, either way, but straight guy covered in tattoos. I'd be a fool not to empathize with how I might look to people at times, especially in a salon where, like we said, women are maybe timid, they've had a bad experience, so on and so forth. You have to care more about that person than yourself. Otherwise, it's not going to happen, right? You know, and that's just the way people should be. That's the way I try to be with everybody in my life. It just translates well and creates success in a salon because those people are paying your bills. You know, I mean, they don't have to come back to you. And nowadays, like with the social media, it's very rare that clients are loyal to their stylist the way they used to be. They'll just go find somebody else who will probably be cheaper.
So when you approach something like this haircut you're doing, you're just are you like whittling away the back little by little?
To a degree, like I have like a lot of, I was involved in carpentry for a while, finished carpentry, so I don't know how much that really translates, but certainly in certain positions where my hands are steadier than they normally would be, but I'm pretty much just trying to find like what the relationship between my scissors and her hair are going to be, how her hair reacts to my shears. Are they getting pushed? Are they pulling? Does she have the type of texture, and is this the type of look where I could then maybe go in and twist cut her hair a little bit? Can I add some volume and go back cutting a little bit? You know, internally layering.
A lot going on up
Yeah.
there to
I'm
think
still-
about.
I'm still trying to really figure out, I mean, you guys can obviously see there's a certain shape that we're developing here. All this patchiness is irrelevant.
Okay, well, it disappears.
Don't worry, Mom. It's
It
not
is
done
actually,
yet.
the uglier the better back here because it means I'm focusing elsewhere. But
Yeah. it's interesting because like well, one, I've never cut my hair this short, but two, you know, when you're in that chair, there's a lot happening that you can't really see. So it's actually kind of interesting to see what you're doing now from a different perspective.
I know.
And it does, like, I feel like it probably looks worse before it looks better, and
That's why she can't see it.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not lying. Like when I do like undercuts, there was a time when I was in hair school still where I was only doing the hidden ones a lot. And 9 out of 10 times, I spoke about it all the time then. I'll never deny it. 9 out of 10 times, I think I have just destroyed their hair. And then most of my energy in the haircut is spent trying to formulate like a valid apology.
Oh boy.
When something happens, stay still. Something happens where I kind of just grin and bear it, and I kind of just knuckle down, and one line connects to another line, and I don't know, just having that faith and that willingness to finish what I started. It may not come out the way I wanted, or I might not like it, you know.
But clients happy?
Totally, yeah, totally.
I mean, yeah, if you look at his Instagram, it's just works of art. So what advice would you have for anybody who's thinking about chopping their hair off for like the first time, or they don't know how to, you know, where to start with that, like preparation wise? What would be your advice?
I would say DM me on Instagram, and I'll give you the number of my psychiatrist. No. If anybody's wanting to, any advice I'd give them, like I would say make sure that it's something. I mean, look at it like a tattoo, you know. I mean, a tattoo's permanent. Hair is not, but the impact that a bad haircut or a traumatic hair experience can have, that could last way longer than a bad haircut. I got bad haircuts I forgot about, but I could tell you every time, you know, some random fine I'll go to that barber or some new person destroyed my, you know, ripped my ear up or something. I'll never forget those times.
Oh boy. How are you feeling, Jess?
Yes.
Well, now that he's, you know, revealed his true thought process, no, I'm good. I don't really know what I'm doing until I get there.
But what they're talking about right now is more so like the carvings, like when it's strictly carving. I'm not doing carving on you right now.
Jess, did you show him an inspiration photo?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I sent several inspiration photos.
Johnny, when you work, do you like it when people come in with pictures? Is that really helpful? Are you a busy person?
She's ideal, you know, or somebody like her where they obviously have a confidence, they have an identity with them, they want something that's going to match who they present to the world. So right off the bat, she and I are on the same page for sure, you know. And then the inspo pic she sent. As a stylist, and other stylists will understand it, and just people be able to empathize, after a while, it just becomes like the same. You just know that it's ridiculous what they're going to show you, and they don't understand the full difficulty, you know? But when it's somebody who has a very, very deep understanding of what they want, they're not like going through some crazy breakup.
Yeah.
So they have to be mentally stable when they come to you. That's
I mean,
what
I
you're saying.
can't, I am not the person to go around and start awarding mental stability out, but you got to be in a good frame of mind for sure. I would say never cut anybody's hair who's upset. Don't ever cut anybody's hair who's crying. Like, just, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Just be compassionate, be considerate.
That sounds like a good rule of thumb.
I mean, theoretically, a client really should never leave upset. This is the hospitality business, like above everything, you know. There really is no difference in us than the woman who does your pedicures or somebody who waits on your table at a restaurant. It's just our focus is somewhere else.
Everybody's saying you're cute and pretty.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Jess has like the perfect face for a crazy haircut. It's kind of like an America's Next Top Model. They always give the girl with the good bone structure the short haircut, and then she usually cries, but
So
you're not.
Hopefully it's tears of joy.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And then it's fun when they're pretty, because then it's that much more.
Yeah.
Like I destroyed the back of her head right now. I don't know what the hell I did.
He's freaking me out!
I have no idea.
Just kidding.
You're on a show called Punked. This is not a hairstylist.
I'm a plumber.
Oh, what?
Your mom is like sniffing the.
Your mom is on there?
Mom is watching.
Your mother's on there.
Yeah. Hi, Mommy.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be nice.
She knows?
She knows. She wasn't happy about it. She like I said, she likes the traditional longer
Does she
hair.
know from New York?
Well, she does now.
Oh boy.
No, this is where everything will come together a little bit.
So what are some of the fall trends you see coming out? Like, what are some of the new fall haircuts?
Haircuts?
Mm-hmm.
I guess that really depends. Haircutting is very much, it runs very congruent on colors, obviously, you know. You're not going to accent a red lipstick with a bob. You're going to accent it with a hair color that is appropriate. So the trends for haircutting, I think the trends for haircutting are really in the shorter lengths.
Yeah.
Because anything that's longer is going to be a bob.
I feel like there's a lot of lobs going on.
Or a lob.
Yeah.
Do you get a chance to like? Do you have like people who are willing to let you like play and experiment and try new
On their hair?
things? Yeah, on their
Oh,
hair.
that's how everything.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people. I mean, I was in hair school. I was watching DVDs or watching YouTubes or just stalking people that I was, you know, just I loved their work or who they were on, you know, Instagrams or whatever, and I would watch, for instance, let's say I'd see some guy take a piece of hair, and he'd go like this, right? I don't know the guy, I don't know where he's from, okay, and he takes the hair like this, right? Right, I got my hands mixed up. Okay, right, so he takes it like this, okay, and he goes.
What is going on?
So that right there is actually a weaving technique that colorists do. And they lift those pieces
yeah,
out, put them in
with the-
foil,
yep.
and right. People are using that as thinning techniques now,
Oh, interesting.
right? So
What is that called?
I don't know. Wasting time.
You get the same effect by doing what you showed us before and like, you know, holding your shears.
You could just get the same effect by like just not being lazy in the first 20 minutes of the haircut. It's unnecessary to need to be that. Like there's a lot of guys, there's a big movement for people doing like all scissor haircuts. It's like this ego thing where
For men?
for
Or for
well,
anyone?
well, I mean if a woman wanted that haircut, fine, but predominantly it's displayed on men. It started in England, and it is a barber or a stylist taking just scissors and from skin all the way to hair.
Huh. And it doesn't make, it's just kind of like the technique is different, the effect is.
It's just unbelievable, the muscle memory in the
Wow.
fingers and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to see where I want my weight line to be. Like all of this can just come the heck off.
Oh my god. Yay.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna feel so light. I have
You
really,
are.
really thick hair. Oh my
You're
god.
not going to notice how you lose as much
You know what, the real heartbreaking part about this whole thing is I'm cutting off a lot of beautifully healthy hair.
Well, that's good to know, Jess, because Jess is quite a chameleon. She has bleached the heck out of her hair and dyed it, and good to know it still looks healthy.
Well, let's take it easy. I mean, I haven't really gone through it.
Uh-oh. Boy. How do you feel about people who try to cut their own hair? Is that usually like...
I was gonna ask that too.
It's awesome to me. I think
Yeah?
that's cool.
Any tips if you're like just trying to trim up the bottoms?
or your
Don't
bangs?
call me when you mess it up, because I'm not doing it. I had known people that were known for doing. They'd go somewhere, they'd get a haircut, they'd claim they hate it the next day, and they'd go somewhere else and get a refinement. And
I tried to cut my friend's hair. No, I didn't try. I did cut my friend's hair for her when I was in like high school, and I kept one. I think I was using like craft scissors.
Oh no.
Two, I kept like it kept going slanted, so then I'd have to like correct, and then it'd be slanted on the other side, and then by
that's
the time,
because those blades, like, they push the hair.
yeah, by the time she was done, she looked in the mirror and she goes, "Oh, I've never had my hair this short before." But you know, we stayed friends
Oh
for a
god.
while.
Mary gave it a go for a while.
Oh boy.
You mean
Oh,
that-
oh no, in college too, I had to cut some people's hair, and I didn't want to because
Then why did you?
they asked.
It's like me saying,
so
like, when I was in
sweetly.
college, I had to eat dog poop, but I didn't want to.
This is college, crazy time. No, my friends went to like an experiment, like a salon school,
Mm-hmm.
and she had short hair to begin with, and so like they did this like very like experimental like cut. So I had like a flock of seagulls.
It's like a hair model cut.
Yeah, it was. It was the Vidal
Vidal Sassoon.
salon in London. It was-
Vidal Sassoon?
Yeah.
Oh, they jacked her hair up. They always do crazy stuff at shows.
They did, yeah, so they did something really crazy, and she didn't like it, understandably, and so I had to try to fix it. And you know, it couldn't get worse, I don't think, in her eyes. So it didn't totally ruin it.
When was the last time you two spoke?
Oh, she was very happy, and that was what she made me. She was like, "Please, you have to fix it." So I did my best. But we haven't spoken in a while. Oh boy, just I can really see your head shape now.
Oh, this isn't even. I'm still kind of just trying to figure out what I'm doing.
Are there any head shapes that should avoid short haircuts?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question actually. Sassoon and people like that, very articulate, geometrically sound haircutters. They believe you can fit anything to anything. I believe that that's more of like a placebo effect. I feel like there's definitely more like arguing that if it's a confidence thing. It's not necessarily you can put
Yeah.
any shape on any shape. It's just, you know what I mean? You can't cut a circle better than me. You know, it's just a circle. So I don't know, that logic never made sense to me. Some people will say you can fit anything on anything. Obviously that's not true. Obviously, if you have a bigger head, I mean, that's not an insult. If you have a larger head, I would probably try to wear either a haircut or a style, or style it or something like that that's going to cut those corners off. So for somebody who's round, more rounder faced or whatever comes with that, something that's a little more angled, triangular, straight square is always great too.
So like a bob?
Yeah, like a bob, like a box bob. Something that's thinning, I mean, haircuts are just as useful as striped shirts. I mean, if you're smart about it. All right, you know what I'm gonna do?
Now, just why don't you tell us what you asked for, so people have an idea of like kind of what you wanted.
How would you describe the one I wanted? Just kind of like a longer bob.
I don't know. She hit me up one night. She was like,
and spaz. Kind of like a bob, I would
Which
say.
one? You mean the inspo ones that you showed?
Yeah, what would you call that? The pink hair one that I sent you.
Again, with social media, like redirecting definitions these days, what she's referring to is like what you typically see nowadays is like a pixie, where it's just basically like a long men's cut front of girl, just disconnected on the bottom, floppy on the top.
Okay.
There's always a fun, creative color. That's the new pixie.
Okay. So pixie, but
Longer bang.
Longer bang.
Yeah, so I call this like a neo pixie.
Okay.
Because it has the intentions of giving off that vibe, that pixie, the freedom of a pixie, and the masculinity in that feminine haircut. But what's it called? It also I don't know, you'll see.
Those buzzers again.
How long will this take to grow back? Is that not a good question to ask?
Not right now.
Everyone's like on the edge of this hair.
Oh,
Wait.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It's hair, it'll grow back.
Yeah.
You
That's
guys.
the person who was traumatized by
No, it's all good.
Just because I don't have a hair license doesn't mean I know what I'm doing.
it. Just because we found this guy in the
That'd be
middle of the
great.
street.
I have Instagram followers, guys.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of them. You guys should
You guys should
want to
just-
plug your Insta account. What's your handle?
Huh?
What's your Instagram handle?
I don't even say it out loud. I'm not famous. I don't even talk about it.
I can pull it up.
He's like, yeah,
It's just my name,
Underscore.
Johnny Spinacos.
Yeah, we'll post it. It's really cool stuff.
Seriously.
It's not like everyday salon stuff that you're gonna find. It's gonna be stuff like this.
And I should add that this is the shortest I've ever gone in my life. So
That was just kind of assumed.
Yeah.
this
you know?
is very different for me.
I need to get all this. You have so much hair.
I
I
know.
think I need a break. If there's any stylists on this, can they come help?
I'll,
We got Mary.
get some
We got
craft
Mary over
scissors
here.
and let me at it.
Mm.
And so, Jess, why did you want to cut your hair this short? And why did you want to try an undercut?
You know, it's funny. I kind of was thinking about it. Like, I feel like I've kind of reached that time in my life where I'm ready for change and dramatic change. I've always played it safe with hair. I mean, just cutting like up to my shoulders. Never really done anything that I wouldn't know that I wouldn't like. I think I just kind of reached a place where I'm like, I'm training for this bikini competition. I've kind of made a physical transformation, so I was ready for the hair to match, like this kind of new phase of life that I'm in, which is the young adult life.
So,
Yeah.
and I don't know if people tuned in, gosh, maybe like a month or so ago, we did a really cool, we had a hairstylist come and do a, like kind of a fake short haircut on Jess's hair, and did that.
Who did that?
Oh God, yeah, that.
Bucket?
Who?
Your Tommy Bucket? He's at the Surge Remote.
She brings some stage right
Oh
now.
my
Throw it off the
gosh.
wall. Take a bouquet.
Yeah, so you should hit the floor.
You got the Hillary Swank right now.
Oh boy, as long as I'm not Natalie Portman, we're good.
Why?
I don't want a full shaved head.
Why?
She looked good, but
You kind of got that face again.
Yeah, you
again
do.
With the cheekbones and the
You got that
angles.
swank kind of deal.
Yeah, swank face.
Give you that little Dumb and Dumber mullet in the back, or bowl cut.
Yeah, I want to see a rat tail. Just kidding.
You pumpkin pie. All right, here we go.
I'm gonna have such healthy hair when this grows out.
Yeah, that's right. It'll be like starting fresh.
I don't actually know what my hair color is. What?
How long have you been coloring your hair?
So, Mom, probably since I was
Do
like
not move. Don't blink.
6th grade. I got my first highlights. And ever since then.
You say another word. I'm gonna cut your eyelashes off.
Boy.
So, and this goes back to their point cutting segment. Like most barbers go like this all the way up the side, clipper over comb. I like to point cut because then it leaves it
Yeah. Oh, it's falling really
a little more
Yeah.
textured, and I can really custom. Maybe not for her, but some women, their hair will push out this way. You see them. Maybe I can create little whispers here. Not on her with her texture, but
Those whispers are pretty.
your
right
whispers
now.
are wonderful.
Has Amanda ever said that to you before?
No.
Oh my gosh.
So you saw that thing I did with Neil, right?
With Neil.
The girl Kesa, who's part of Pravana, right?
Yep.
So there's a funny story. So we did that collaboration or whatever. We did those haircuts.
What did they look like?
What did what look
The
like?
haircuts that you're talking about?
I could show you like on my Instagram. It was a class that I did. It was right, I think, before or after she and I got in
Is
contact.
this the rainbow one?
The one that
Pull it out.
yeah, those two.
These
So
two?
yeah, but hit the girl though. Hit the girl. No, that's
Not that one? What girl?
No.
There's 2 girls.
No, that one's from that day though. That's the one I'm talking about. So this girl, right? We did her hair or whatever, did the color, okay? She's like the directing marketer for Pravana. And like 20 minutes after she left the salon, she was like we took like an extra 30 minutes to finish her because her hair was a nightmare. But she texted us like an hour later saying some guy asked her if he could buy her shoes.
What?
New
I hope that
shoes?
happens to me.
Yeah, new shoes, and then another guy paid her a meter, something like that too.
What?
I'm telling you,
Because of her hair.
because of her hair. She's asking you if guys say that to you.
Can I get some loan donations over here?
Yeah.
Some petty
Anybody
cash?
want to pay for my college loans? I'd take that.
Yeah. Eye whispers. You really do have a great face shape, Jess.
And you have
Thank
great
you.
hair, even if you wanted to
Yes.
rock it like a little shaggy like this. Like it has great like movement on its own.
My mama's hair, really thick.
Does your mom have short hair? I can't remember.
No.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Boy. I can see you're piercing really well.
Oh, good. I can finally show that off.
Good. You're gonna look like such a rock star.
Yep. That's the idea.
Oh, she's gonna look like an edgy librarian.
A Jew librarian. That is a great aesthetic.
She's gonna look like the librarian's sister that got kicked out of juvie or something like that.
What an
Yeah.
interesting
I would watch a
description.
Netflix series about that.
Right? Come on now. What was that other one about the kid that was like E.T.?
Oh, Stranger Things.
I
Yeah.
love that
Oh,
show.
no.
Oh, we can.
How
do
did that
the
not go
hair
on for
haircut.
5 more seasons though? How do you just stop that?
Oh,
Oh,
they're
it's gonna
coming
be-
back
it's-
out in the
they're coming
summer.
back next
That should
year.
have been like this Truman Show. That should just went on forever.
Yeah, it, will, it
can't
might.
wait.
It could. Or we should give you her 11's haircut.
I know,
Shave it all
11.
up.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
feel
right.
like her.
Was that a boy in real life?
No, it's a girl.
She really cut her hair. That she really
Did it for
shaved
the
her hair.
She
for
pour-
that
she
role.
because at the Emmys
She
she had short
Portmaned it?
hair, so.
Boy.
Guys, I can't see this, so is my whole under part of my head shaved?
Yeah, it looks. I'm gonna be honest. It looks crazy in the back right now, but
It doesn't
I
look good,
think
man.
People,
You
I'm
stop
gonna
it.
say people are freaking
Look at
out.
People are freaking out.
But I think
freaking
they're
out,
gonna
man.
be
Oh
pleased.
God.
I think they're gonna be happy.
I just don't know what happened.
As long as you're happy, Jess.
I'll be happy. I'm good with that.
When I showed
No, I
up, I
love
was
that
like, she's
too.
pretty. This will be easy. Couple snip, snip. Maybe a line or two.
So you got your hands on my head and
It's like
hair.
cameras.
Is there a certain hair texture that's more difficult to cut?
Everybody says that African American hair is difficult to cut, but I swear to God, I don't know why, but I'm the only one claiming I think it's the easiest type of hair to cut because it's so much more you can manipulate it a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
African American hair doesn't have growth patterns, so it goes where you want it to go. You know,
Doesn't have growth patterns?
there's
So,
no like
cowlicks?
cowlicks or anything like that. It just the hair is its own pattern. It's ringlet curls.
Get it, girls.
Where do you think like all the hard parts came from? African American people were the first people to do that because they don't naturally have parts in their hair.
That's awesome.
That would suck if I made that up. The people on there like, nope, not true.
So you're just whittling away.
Well, now I'm getting more in my zone a little bit. I've completely, the top of her hair is literally completely arbitrary at this point. And
So you want to just
no, well, as far as like what my focus is
Yeah.
right now,
that makes sense.
I can't be, it's like rear view. Like I can't be on point back here if I'm focused up front. But her hair is like,
Feels so light.
Oh
when you
my
do
gosh, I
haircuts,
can't
when you
imagine.
do haircuts enough times, and certain people, I was told, and people tried to help me get to that point. But like, if you get confident enough to the point where, like, honestly, like, this is just muscle memory. Like doing this and just hanging out with you guys. Like, there's nothing that's a chore about it, you know. And like when I cut hair, I try to like really implement something that I'm very, very confident in, and I try to do something for the first time new on every single person I touch.
Wow.
That's cool. Probably keeps you sharp.
I mean, I don't ever do something that's like I'm having a panic attack,
Right.
just thinking about it. But if I see something in a video that I in my brain is like, oh, I know a girl that would work for or whatever, yeah.
Where's a good place for your clients to get inspiration? Like, what are your favorite things?
I don't really I don't know where they get their inspirations from. I mean, anytime I do get a picture like you, it's from a Pinterest or any one of those, picture-based trend things or whatever, a BuzzFeed or some beauty blogger's opinion.
Our opinions are the best.
No, but there are people out there. There are people out there that are they're creatives, and they.
Yeah.
It's not like a cult, but they definitely have. They are people that have definitely like an influential say in what is.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, did Jess tell me, and maybe I'm making this up, were you just up for some kind of an honor or award?
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to talk about it, or you want Jess to brag for you?
He was nominated for Behind the Chairs Precision Cut of the Year Award.
Awesome. Congrats. That's like a big deal.
It is a big deal.
Yeah, it's all right. It's cool. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. It was cool. Yeah.
And how many people entered?
There's like 130,000 people that entered. It really is a great contest for people who are trying to get their work out there. It's like a less elite, or like I don't know how to describe it, but it has very thick undertones of like a NAHA or a North American Hair Award, like a very prestigious hair thing, but it's not. It's for the people that live on the computers, and it was an honor. I mean, that's a lie. It wasn't an honor, but I very much appreciated it as a compliment to be nominated.
Awesome. Just people are asking about your inspiration phone.
Yeah.
Do you have it on your phone?
I have all of them on my
Yeah,
phone.
let's look at those.
All right, guys. Is everybody just going nuts over there? Or?
They're all going to go nuts when they realize I'm not doing any of those three.
Now you're going to freak me out. Okay, so let me grab the board quick. So I pulled, I don't know why there's a chocolate cake in this area. Mostly because
Sleep pinning.
I'm sleep pinning for real. So this was my biggest inspo pick. It's kind of the look I was hoping to go. Now you guys can tell me if that's happening. So there's that
In
one.
progress.
And
I mean,
then
I'm also like pacing myself just
Yeah.
a tiny bit to fit this segment, you know?
I'm sure.
I'm not gonna fly through it. That's beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah. You have that ruby rose versatility. You really do.
Oh,
my
that's like the
God.
biggest compliment
You
anybody
really
has
do.
ever
That's not
paid
even a
me.
joke. That's not even a joke.
Yeah.
Look at her profile.
Yeah.
Look at her profile. That's like not even a joke.
I don't have ruby rose lips though.
Ruby rose don't have your lips. Chick needs to step.
Yeah, we always make Jess our guinea pig for makeup demos.
I'm saying
It's a
there's not a
great
person on
taste.
this planet that wouldn't walk in here and be like, yeah, I see it. For sure.
Totally.
And now, you look just like her.
Yeah.
But hotter. She's ugly.
That is not true.
No, there's another, what's the other girl that's super, super pretty that kind of has that? I think they're probably even friends.
Like the edgy haircut? Or like
Yeah, she
the
has like
edgy
short hair too and tattoos and that kind of thing.
look? I'm drawing a
That's
blank.
what,
You would know more than I would, Jess. I'm an old person.
All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
So this is basically just like the, like,
What, go
What do you
ahead.
need?
No, I was grabbing a tissue. I'm sick, so I'm gonna use a towel.
why, we can share it.
Thank you.
It's also like 40 degrees in here, so it feels
Is
like
it?
winter. It's 90 degrees outside.
I'm like sweating, so
Oh, are
I'm
you?
good. No, I'm just kidding. I'm pretty warm though. That's a lot of hair.
Yeah, if I get hurt, I'm gonna be super pissed.
Oh boy.
I'm just kidding.
Get HR down here. Wow, there's a lot of hair on the floor.
And she actually still has a ton of hair
You
left.
do have a lot of hair in your head.
So, just for what I did, I know it looks like kind of silly, and everybody's like, "This guy can't cut hair," but this is just my way of like, if you think about it, like you know, digging a hole for a pool. It doesn't matter what the hole looks like; you just need the hole. Then you can add all the other little bits and extras later on.
Way to describe it.
I just thought of that right now. I've never used the pool one, but
I like it.
Seems
I
appropriate.
can't say I've built a pool, but
I haven't either. But I had the water bottle and the hair. It just
Yeah, no. It's
Just made
nice.
sense at
It
the time.
does, again.
made sense at the time. Yeah. Yeah, and your hair does not move on its own.
Is that a good thing?
No.
Oh.
It's like saying like, your dog can't breathe by itself.
Oh, yikes.
No, your hair has to be able to move. Like if you flop your hair around, it doesn't do much.
You never noticed that? I would never think
No,
of
I need texturizing spray like up the wazoo.
No, you don't.
I did.
No. That's a
Heavy
huge
hair.
misconception with people in salons. Is I need texturizing shears. Or I need beach spray.
Huh. Are there products you recommend for your, or it just depends on the haircut, or do
Yeah,
you?
the complete opposite of what your client is suggesting you use. I mean, no, obviously not. But yeah, again, it really all depends on, you know, I mean, a woman who has 3 kids is probably going to pick something different than a woman who doesn't have any kids. Or
Right.
has a dog or something. I don't know. But it's all about convenience. All these products, I mean, if you look now, the most expensive haircuts on the market are the ones that look like they just woke up.
Yep.
The colors are the ones that look like you couldn't guess when they last saw the stylist. And all the, you know, finishing products are now dry shampoos.
Laziness is a hairstyle.
Dry shampoo is a finishing product now,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
But I mean, women are at this point they have the most. I didn't want to say flexibility, but whatever. But they have the most range with their hair at this point. There's so much more that's acceptable for women with expressing themselves through their hair. I mean, she could walk out just like this. And if we style it kind of funky, like nobody's going to tell me she's not pretty enough to pull it off. She's not going to look foolish. So when those are your parameters, anything else is just going to be super simple.
So what kind of maintenance does a short haircut like this need in terms of like going back to the salon? I imagine you have to go more frequently than usual.
You could do whatever you want. I like to, you know, it does become almost like a men's grooming situation at that point. I mean, you know, unless, you know, some girls like a little more of a grown-out look, like a swank type of deal maybe. Other girls like it nice and tight all the time. So it really all depends on the person, what their lifestyle is, what they do for a living. All those things are really, and I think that goes back to the compassion is, if you have a stylist that's there and their goal is to deliver and exceed what that person's asking, they're not going to leave any stones unturned. You know, they're going to ask questions that stylists in the salon wouldn't normally ask. I mean, obviously they have to be appropriate.
Is there a way to determine like a proper pixie cut if you're thinking about it? Like what to look good on your face shape and what won't? We kind of talked a little bit about the roundness.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, I mean, obviously we can sit here and pick out all the different people we've seen at Disneyland over the years and say how it worked and didn't work, but what's it called? My thing is like I don't want to be like, the bigger somebody's face, the longer their hair should be. It's kind of like common sense, you know. I mean, there should be a little more to, you know, pull through. Not saying that you know, a woman with a rounder face or squarer face or whatever can't look stunning in a pixie. It's really all about how good they think they look, and that's the biggest thing. Is if I can convince her that she looks amazing, she's not going to really care what's on her head.
Well.
Well, obviously that's within reason.
Yes.
Well, I imagine also like having this like long bang in the front is a way to kind of like.
It's my safety net.
It's almost like even more feminine than what she had when she sat down. It's like that overcompensation of femininity in one direct area, and it's obviously for purpose. It's for movement. I mean, if we take that off, I mean, she'll still look like a girl, but that's when you start going into, you know. But I think girls with boy haircuts, I think they're gorgeous.
Makes your eyes pop more.
I really do. I think I mean, she could have that type of haircut, like a super short on top, just a little.
Yeah.
My mother is going, no.
She's like, yeah.
No.
I know we're peppering your questions as you're cutting. Do you usually chat while you cut hair, or are we interfering with your focus at all? I think people are concerned that I'm distracting you.
Are they saying that?
They're saying.
Let him cut.
Let him cut.
Why?
Let's interview Jess. So how's your competition doing or training?
Oh, it's going. I'm in the last 3 weeks right now, so I want to eat everything in sight, but it's all right. When I have distractions like this, I don't think about it.
Yeah, so Jess is doing a bikini competition, which we'll share more about later, but this is one reason you wanted to cut your hair, right? To kind of stand out from long haircuts.
Yeah, so like
on the stage.
Yeah, there's so many girls that go onto the stage that have, you know, that long, and it's beautiful, those long flowing curls or whatever, but you know, one of the biggest things I learned, you know, because I went to a posing conference, that they were talking about the biggest thing when your show is standing out in any way that, you know, whether it's posing, whether it's your, you know, energy with your judges. I wanted my hair to help me out with that a little bit, because there's going to be a lot more long-haired ladies on the stage, and I'll be one of the very few with short, fun hair. So hopefully that makes me stand out a little bit more.
Yeah, it's going to stand out everywhere. And
Yeah.
even in LA, I feel like you still see more. You see people experimenting, but you still see more, I feel like, long than short hair.
Any long hair you see is extensions nowadays.
That's true. So many people.
Because all these fashion-forward colors, all these rainbow colors, they ruined all these girls' hairs, and they take it down to this type of haircut, and then it's what's left. And then they pixie it or shave it, or... And I don't know. I don't think girls should shave their heads. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. This feels nice.
I just don't.
Jess, what are you going to be for Halloween? Is this haircut going to factor into your
Oh my God,
costume?
that's a great question. I was going to be a mermaid, but now I don't know if I can do that.
Give me a short-haired mermaid.
Mostly because I just want the makeup for that. But
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
If anyone has Halloween costume suggestions that will short hair, please let Jess know.
Yes, please.
All right. Now we're going to get real.
Well, we're getting real, guys.
Pretty bangs.
Yeah. Quarter turn to the right.
It's sad that my mind went to posing right away when you said that.
Number 7 and number 12.
Well, here come the
I don't know what I'm
cheers
doing right
again.
now. I'm so lost. Somebody call my mom. Hello?
Bye.
Oh no.
Don't say that.
Why? What's gonna happen? What are you gonna do?
Cry.
You gonna jump up and make it better?
You're
Listen, when I'm right here, it's over.
It's all done. Yay, you're getting rid of like my sideburns too. Great.
See, this is clutch right here. She has beautiful hair right here. There are women that have beautiful hair, robust, gorgeous, voluptuous hair, but it's very sparse down here.
Oh,
Obviously, they're not candidates to do this. But
yeah.
the thing that's brutal about these types of procedures or haircuts is that you don't know until you are down there. Like by the time you know, it might be an oh crap moment.
So what do you do in cases like that?
Run away. Run as fast as you can. I don't know. I hear people talk. I don't know if it's just ego or they just want to talk about it, but I've never had a bad experience with a client. Again, I think it's just the compassion and the awareness. I mean, not that I'm like the nicest guy on the planet, but I mean, even if you are selfish, that person is representing your work. I mean,
Yeah.
how could you not be a little more diligent about it?
Right.
But I don't know.
Where do you get your line work inspiration? All those beautiful designs I see on people's undercuts. Where do you get that?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know, every now and then I'll see a barber that'll influence me a tiny bit, but you know, over the years, over the last few years, Instagram, I've kind of like gotten burnt out over it, and it kind of is everybody just doing the same stuff, and a balayage is a balayage, and I can't differentiate what's more beautiful than the other. It's a fade's a fade. There's not a lot of uniqueness in it anymore. Everybody's just kind of like recycling versions of what they saw yesterday. If I get any inspiration, it was like I told Refinery, like it's from art. I do art walk in Laguna, down by where I live. So like, I love art. Anything like that. I mean, super cool. Like retro print, anything like that.
Oh, people are asking for your Instagram. It's just your name.
Me?
So, yeah.
Just Johnny, Johnny.
Underscore.
I don't think you have to add the underscore in your search though.
No.
Nice.
But it's just Johnny Spanakos, Spanakos.
I can pull it up on my phone too for people to see.
There it
I
is.
should change it to Danger.
Scroll.
Johnny Danger Spinacco.
I
That
can't
has a
see what I'm
ring to it.
Johnny
doing.
Mini Danger.
Johnny Danger.
Don't mind my emails coming through.
Oh, wow.
Are you ready there, Pookie?
Yeah, let's do
You
it.
guys are on nickname basis because, I mean, you get so close to your style.
Me?
Hey, Johnny's got to be my new go-to now.
She was yelling at me on the phone. Like my mom. Oh, and by the way,
Mom.
Have you ever cut your mom's hair?
hmm?
Is she really tough on you since she was a stylist as well?
She actually wasn't a stylist like in a salon.
Okay.
She actually, the cool part is there is a picture on my Instagram. Everybody should go like it. No, it's a ways back, but it was when I got my license. It was coincidentally my mom had gotten her hair license in Queens at 27 when she was pregnant with me. She was
Oh,
taking
wow.
her test with me in her stomach, and then I took the test with her in the parking lot. It's a little different, but
Little different circumstances, but
no,
you're
but she
still
flew
there.
out here just for that.
It's like
I mean,
the circle of life.
are you guys making fun of my mom?
No, no one is thinking about of anyone's
It's my
mom.
freaking mom, man. No. So then now, like, if anybody who's watching, now that I had all that, now I can go in and really fit it to her.
Oh, yeah.
I knew what needed to be short and where it needed to be short. I didn't really need to be specific on it. Even though there'll be some line works in here, it's going to be minimal and it's going to be feminine. It's not going to be hard. It's not going to be aggressive. There's nothing about her features that are aggressive.
Oh, good to know.
And unless she's hangry.
Unless I'm hangry,
And
then
she's
there's all kinds of aggressive on my face.
Do you know what you're doing for line work, or you have a
No.
vision? You're just gonna see what feels right.
Yeah.
My mother, she was.
I just let it go. Like, actually, there was one time when I was in hair school, it was the first time I ever actually was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. And it was a feather. There was this popular barber on the internet. I can't remember his Instagram, but he was doing all these crazy things. But he was using stencils and stuff like that, and I didn't really know that it made it. Yeah, they stencil and they create the dimension with paint instead of cutting it. Or it's still hard what they do. It's just different. But I was like, I'm gonna do a wing. Everybody was doing feathers. Everybody was like kind of messing them up. So from the barber, my teacher at school, I was like, I'm gonna do the feather or the wing. I said I'm gonna do an angel's wing.
Oh my God, my mother told me to tell you to put angel wings on the
She
back of my
commented.
head.
I did an angel's wing, and I swear on everything, as soon as I had my little laptop, I felt super legit. Everybody was watching me. I'm like, I'm the man. And as soon as I went, "Meow," I knew right then it was ruined. And I like immediately didn't want to cut hair ever again.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was there a happy ending? Like.
No. That was it. Thank God the girl I did it on was my best friend, and she was, she called me a couple choice words, and so I get over it. But it was funny too because you put it on Instagram, and she was a familiar face with whatever audience watches whatever I post, and people dug it, and I'm looking at it like wanting to like just vomit, like I'm throwing out everything I wore today.
It sounds
the
like you're a
worst.
perfectionist.
I'm not a perfectionist.
I would beg to differ.
What's your sign?
You don't have to beg. I'm a Gemini. Judge me.
What's your insight on Gemini?
My husband's a Gemini.
That's a good sign, though.
They're very
How happy are you?
loquacious. Yeah,
They're what?
they're very loquacious. They're chatty and good communicators.
Wow.
They do change their minds a lot.
I need you to. I need to get a voice recording of you saying that.
Oh yeah.
One of those, yeah.
Okay. Maybe after the show, I'll just speak into your iPhone.
Okay.
Wow, this has really taken shape in the past couple minutes.
Yeah, a lot of cutters. I pay. I don't want to say a lot of cutters, but I pay attention to the guys that showed me how to really focus on watching that shape get created. I mean, you can do whatever you want from here, blah blah blah. But when you look at this one spot for too long, then you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A lot of cutters will suggest you stand off to the side a little bit. That way you have that. I can see myself walking that line now. I wasn't trying to make that straight, but I guarantee you it's much straighter than you standing here and going like this. And it's, see how much more tension there's on my hand here, as opposed to me standing here.
Oh.
It's like getting a bird's eye view. And when you turn her from the side, you start to see that short to long, like graduation. So.
Wow.
And again, like when you have somebody like her, you have an idea, or I'll have an idea, but you have to very much take into account she's pretty. There might be things that go on through the haircut that I might just leave out because they fit her. You know, I mean, we could be talking and something about her personality is just like, oh, okay.
This takes so much attention to detail.
I think it really just takes a horrible case of ADD because I can't focus on anything like
Especially
this.
Gemini, man. Jazz, how are you feeling? Let's take a temperature
Good.
check.
I'm great. I'm so excited to see it.
What does it feel like to have your hair like so short in the back right now? Does it feel weird? Like, well, you don't have to touch it, but
Well, no, it feels. I love that feeling of short hair.
I already know she's gonna feel tomorrow.
What? What is it?
You'll
We're
feel.
gonna have a panic attack.
No, but I've heard and I've like been witness to the conversation that you have the potential of feeling even sexier than you would with the longer hair because of what a drastic change it is, the taboo that still exists in certain areas for people to, and listen, it's hot when a hot girl has short hair. There's just no doubt about it. You're kind of weird if you don't agree with me. We're not friends.
What do you think the guy perspective is on girls with short hair? Majority.
I don't know. All girls want dudes with man buns. Guys want girls with shaved heads. I really don't know. The one thing that Sassoon has really held in really well on is they are really starting to go back to like their roots. And to me it looks almost like, and I think it's probably pretty accurate even, but just off the top of my head, it's almost kind of like a Clockwork Orange feel. There's that eerie, you know, post-50s British vibe where,
Yeah.
you know, girls have your length hair, but on the top it's just this cropped boy cut with long, flowy, you know, square layers or something.
So like a sophisticated mullet.
Yeah, it's taking like the Ivy Leagues and
Yeah.
mixing it with the punks.
Yeah. I was gonna say punks came to mind when you said Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, just that eeriness and you know, like the grown-up trapped in the kid's body kind of thing. I don't know. I love Sassoon, but they're a little weird.
It seems like they pushed the envelope.
Well, they created the envelope. They can do whatever they want with it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So right now, just to give you guys an idea, it really didn't take much.
Forgot
off the
about
top.
this hair up top.
I know, I was trying to figure out how much hair I had left. This
Still
looks-
enough for a top knot.
Heck
Little
yeah.
baby top knot.
How am I gonna style my hair at the gym?
It's not my problem. No, I'll
Just
show you.
clip it back.
No, I'll show you some fun ways to do it.
He won't leave you high and dry.
Good.
I don't think, as long as you behave yourself.
No, that's not.
Ooh.
I'm trying to just see.
My curly hair.
You
I
want
need
it-
to
Is this how it's gonna
straighten
part?
it.
You want it over this side, right?
What does that mean? What do you mean? Yeah, yeah.
You want it to that side, falling to that side?
Yes.
Okay, like look down for me for a second. Just. I'm sorry if it's a little rough.
Is that where
Rough?
the part's gonna be?
All right, like put your head down all the way, and then sit your head back up.
This isn't really far over for the bang.
It looks
Huh?
really good though.
No, I'm just trying to see the way it's moving.
Oh.
I'm not trumping you out.
I'm
over it.
not
Yeah,
panicking quite
please
yet.
change of plans. I want you to get
Trump
Jess
haircut.
Donald Trump's hair.
Well, that's what kind of right now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like this, and then
Presidential
on, I
debates
can do it.
tonight
Hold on.
too,
Yeah,
right?
we probably shouldn't talk about that.
yeah.
No.
I think it's like something like this, right?
But it's perfect. Channels for tonight.
That's kind of like it.
Yeah.
exactly what I was
Get
going
your stump
for.
speech ready and it'll be good. Oh, boy.
I think your hair grew since I just like
Yeah.
unclipped it.
My hair like does not grow. It is so
Really?
slow. Yeah, no. At least I think it is. I mean, I feel like
Oh, it's gonna be adorable. Yeah.
Are you panicking, Jess? People are wondering if you're panicking.
no, I'm not panicking.
I am panicking.
I'm like anxious, nervous, excited at the same time.
Look up.
I think people in the comments who have short hair should pipe up and tell Jess what they like about their short hair.
Yes.
So Jess doesn't seem that worried. I told her this morning I had empathy anxiety for her, and
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
like
she's
oddly
not.
okay with it. It's weird.
So okay, my last question: do you want your fringe to fall both sides, or just one, or do you want the whole top to go both ways?
I kind of want a little on this side.
Or
Does that work?
whatever. Whatever, bro. It's just your haircut, you know. I don't matter.
Yeah, but I trust you, so I don't want to prohibit any
Hear that, Mom?
creations here. Yeah, Mom is just losing her.
Why?
Yeah.
I'm a
Losing
good
her
guy. I
hair.
come from a good family.
but really, your relationship with your hairstylist, I feel like, does require a lot of trust.
That's my favorite part about being a hairstylist. Is like, I was never able to just be friends with girls, like ever. No straight guy can be, and they're lying if they say they
When
can.
Harry met Sally, yeah.
It's like when I started doing hair, it was like, wow,
I can be friends with girls.
and amazing friendships. Like it's just unbelievable. So, yeah, it's fun to be able to do that. It's fun to be able to have a say or be an opinion on a woman. If I'm the guy, she's the expert on her hair and her makeup and stuff. It's such a cool feeling to be trusted. That's how I look at it, at least. This is like definitely kind of like a sacred thing to me.
That's good to know.
Oh my god.
Boy.
What?
It's
Nothing.
What'd I
I'm
do?
good. Nothing. I'm
good.
just excited.
Put your head up.
Yeah, we should say that Jess has no way of seeing herself right now.
Nope.
It's like,
I used to do that in hair
Makeover.
school too. Like I would do the undercut, and I wouldn't let them like see until I was finished with all the pictures and stuff. Which was kind of dumb sometimes because at school, like the lighting, we'd taken an older lady like 15 minutes around the building just to get a good picture. It's like halfway, you're like, just forget it.
Do you prefer cutting hair, someone's asking, dry or wet?
Again, for me, like anything really is going to then, like, the situation has to be part of the question. It depends. It depends. Her texture, this is my favorite. You can cut this wet, dry. I even put a little serum in it just to help with the frizz from whatever hot tools that she uses that she's lying about using. I mean, you can see it's totally falling exactly where I want it to.
So it kind of just depends on the person's hair that you're working on.
Dry cutting, when you're dry cutting, you're going to be cutting things where they live. So, like, this hair is dry, or this is pretty dry. So, you know, if I take this up right here, irregardless of elevation or over direction or anything like that, and if I cut this right here, right? So when I cut that right there, that's where that hair is. If this is soaking wet with cutter serum or any kind of hydration, you know, fluid or something like that, the hair is going to shrink a couple inches. It's going to be straighter than it normally would be because there's something that's weighing it down. It's just all lies.
It shrinks when it's wet? I thought it got longer.
Well,
when
like
it's
it has things in it that, you know what I mean. Like it shrinks back up when it dries.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. So hair is like, it's stringier when it's wet. Yeah.
Jess, someone says even with no hair, you look good.
Oh, thank you. Those are all really comforting, considering the internet can be a very cruel place sometimes.
How do you know these
so-
people don't want you just to shave your head and be like, ah, look, I got you.
It's true.
Oh, there's that green.
Green?
Oh,
There you go.
just looking at her hair history.
Dirty girl. You got green hair?
I've had a more
Did you
human.
put henna in it?
No. No.
This is a chameleon.
I've been blonde, purple, mermaid, turquoise, green. Yeah.
And now short.
And dark.
Not too short to color.
No such thing.
Jess, what's going through your head right now?
I just want to see it. I'm such an instant gratification kind of person, so I am dying to see it right now.
Oh, you're a competitive fitness athlete.
What does that have to do with anything?
Nothing is immediate.
Yeah.
No, and that's
It's
been
like the
something I've
epitome
had
of
to
like
learn.
delayed gratification.
Oh, it's something I've had to learn.
Jesus.
I'm excited though.
Well, speaking of fitness, talk about your cheat meal on Tuesday.
Oh, I get a cheat meal, which I'm shocked my coach is giving me this like close to the show, but I'm hitting up IHOP. Anybody have any good pancake suggestions? You can let me know.
Maybe one of your other competitors is paying him
Yeah.
to sabotage you.
Her? Yes. No.
Her. I didn't know.
I'm stoked.
People who are watching, please send us your questions about cutting your hair. People are, you know, I don't think anybody is, I know I haven't watched a haircut on somebody that wasn't myself. It's strangely mesmerizing.
Yeah.
What is this? Is
Yeah.
really?
Does this haircut work for blondes? Kathy asked, and she said a lot of shortcuts just don't work on blondes. Huh, that's news to me.
Yeah, I feel
Who's
like
saying
that's
that?
all I see with short
One
pixies.
of our viewers, Kathy.
Let's take it down, Kathy. Calm it down. I don't ever. I can't really think of any haircut that is deemed like unfit based on the color. That doesn't make sense to me. It might not be appropriate for that person's face or their style or whatever makeup they wear or so on and so forth. But to say that this haircut would look less attractive or complete based on color, I think is a little inaccurate.
Well, I just think of, and this is like dating me and a dated reference, but I just remember like Meg Ryan back in the day.
Yeah,
She had
that was like the standard for short hair.
cutest, Yeah.
Yeah.
Blonde, short haircut.
Yep.
Well, people
And
are
that's-
excited to see the after results.
I'm excited to see the after results.
Everybody just needs to chill.
How long does a normal haircut take you, or like when somebody cuts their hair? Like if somebody here is thinking about chopping their hair off, how much time will it take? Because I think people are surprised by the length of this, maybe because like
The length of me cutting her hair right now?
Yeah.
How long it takes?
Yeah. Probably,
Really?
Yeah, that's my thought too. I think probably because we're not used to, not
What?
being in the chair and just watching it. But it seems like you're kind of taking your time.
I've actually
to
been
make sure
known. I've actually been known to work too fast, and I used to beat myself up a ton because I felt like in ways my work would suffer because I would get so excited to cut hair, and I would speed through whatever I was doing and possibly sacrifice some fundamentals or some real rooted understanding of what I'm doing, and then that's just a horrible way to try to go to sleep at night.
Right.
Crying over somebody else's haircut.
Oh my gosh, that sounds awful.
all hairstylists are a little out that way anyway.
Yeah. Well, also it seems like Jess has really. I know my hair. I have thick hair, and it takes forever to get a
Blow
haircut.
dry,
It's been
too.
blend.
What haircut?
Yeah.
It takes forever to cut your hair. Why?
I don't know, because well,
Just
when they
look
do
how
it, when they wash it, it takes forever to dry it.
Well, yeah.
And then it's just very thick. So, you have any recommendations for short hair for curly-haired women? Is that something that you'd recommend? It seems like that texture might make it a little tough to go for a pixie.
Well, no. I mean, there's women with there's beautiful women, African American hair, very ringlety and very rough and highly textured. And pixies are very attractive on them. Low maintenance. Just go to the barber shop and clean it up. But this is gonna look good. Yeah.
It's taking shape.
You might not even want any lines, to be honest with you.
Give me lines.
Okay.
Give me a pretty design.
Why might she not want lines? Just
I don't know. I learned things the hard way. So like less is more was a bad day. When I realized less is more, that was a long day. It was like that.
Prohibits creativity or what?
It's just you have to take into account like with anything or music or certain things are just inappropriate based on what you've established. So like when you have a girl that's pretty or whatever and a haircut that is becoming more elegant than edgy, line work becomes a little maybe not. The option of maybe not having it becomes a role. You start out and you're like, well, how much of it? And then it's, well, maybe not. But then as you start to see her evolve through this new look that she's going to have, that's the cool part about haircutting is, I know what I'm doing, of course. I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what it's going to end up really until I'm done. I mean,
right.
I'm confident with the movements I'm making, but until I pull the cape off,
yeah.
we got a little while. And then,
Boy, it's like a magic trick.
Basically, for me it is.
I don't have big enough hands to be a magician.
Can't do that. Those sleights of hands.
No.
Guess that's
I could
the
hide and
secret.
stuff, though.
Yeah.
I'd be like a magician's assistant.
Yeah, there you go. If you ever want to, need a
Backup
second
plan.
chapter. People are asking, I know we touched on this briefly, but are asking about products you recommend for short hair in general, and then somebody asked specifically about shorter curly hair.
Oof. I mean, is it a male or a female?
Females.
Oh, it's all females?
All females.
Ladies.
Hey.
Great.
Are you single?
Let me just start out by saying, no, it really, again, it all depends. I hate answering like every question with it depends, but it kind of does. I mean, it depends your texture, your porosity, what your ethnicity is to a degree, how thick the cuticle is. The more hair you have, the more maintenance it's going to be. I mean, the bigger the pain in the butt it's going to be,
So what are some like products you're currently loving just in general, or what do you use on your clients?
Anything by Orbe
Oh, yeah.
is unbelievable.
Yep.
I don't even think humans make that stuff. Everything comes from like somewhere else.
Unicorns.
Oh, it's incredible.
The smell.
I just want to spray it everywhere.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
even want to use it on people. But
Do you like their texture spray or?
I love their dry shampoo.
Oh.
It's- I don't even have hair. I want a closet full of it. Just to say, I got that stuff. Paul Mitchell has some nice stuff, but only, in my opinion, only like the wild ginger with
Oh,
more
that's a good
oils.
one.
They're a little, yeah, I don't use them much. They're more for like a little more finer hair maybe, a daintier type of finish. See all that? It's all bad.
It's all dead.
God, just hating on the
Just
hair
stop
today.
dyeing your hair.
I can't help it. It's who I am.
Man.
There's still so much of it. Completely quit.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
No, don't quit on me
Seems like
now.
It keeps appearing.
I got better stuff to do today. It's not all about you.
And for short hairs, do you recommend, and again, I know that it depends, for products like,
Mhm.
do you want to invest in like, if there's a type of
Or
product?
staple products. You
Yeah,
should
is
have.
it, do you want like a, you know, a gel or a mousse, or you want sprays?
This is another short-haired question.
Yeah.
All right, let me try to. I'm gonna try to not do it. It depends, but I'll just say on average, the regular Pixie, in and around this length and shorter for women, I would start to look at men's grooming stuff. Actually,
Oh, interesting.
yeah, I think they have more
Like
sophisticated
pomades
product for that length of hair. It's not gender specific at all.
Uh-huh.
The smells might, you know, be a little more
Whatever.
mustier or manlier than a girl's used to. It's not going to be Orbe, but yeah, I mean, some of the stuff I'll use in her hair today, some Layrite. I'm not a big like product guy.
Uh-huh.
Like, I don't like even stuff I use. I don't talk about because I don't want to be that guy. But buy this stuff, you know, and say my name. But no. Anything that has like a matte finish, like I said, like nowadays everything is lived in. So anything that you want your hair to look like you just woke up and went.
Yeah, that's what,
That whole like I woke up like this type of thing.
it's huge. All
That's
of
like
the
you.
runways.
Yeah, it has to be that way.
Somebody wants to know if you are like Jess and need to revive or improve hair that's been overly dyed. Do you have any tips for restoring your hair's health after you've dyed it within an inch of its life?
Did you really fry it that bad?
I mean, I went blonde in one sitting, so yeah.
You started out with I mean.
Yeah. That was like an 8-hour, 10-hour process.
So this is super speedy.
Huh? This right here? This
oh,
is
compared to coloring. Coloring will take you half a
yeah.
day.
Coloring is going to take you a long time. I'm not like a very confident person, but I cut hair pretty quick. Unless it's something like this where I want to enjoy myself, like through the cut.
Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
That's, I mean, you know, it's for the camera, but.
Oh yeah. So sorry. Do you have any tips for how
Restoring
to
healthy hair.
restore
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
in terms, I know you're not a colorist, so if there's
No,
any-
but I mean,
you know the
bad hair's bad hair. I'm usually the one fixing the bad, you know, color from the chemical cut or whatever. I'm usually chopping off all that stuff. Olaplex I've heard is great, but I fried my hair not too long ago, and I didn't really like it. Not that I want to talk bad about companies. It's a great product, great mission, but I don't know a ton of success stories with that, with an Olaplex, which is a conditioning treatment. And Brazilian Bond Builder is another one that's apparently I hear great things about that.
That's what
And
they
I'm not a
use.
colorist, so like I don't get, I don't even know if I said the name right, to be honest with you, but something that's like BBB.
It's B3 Bomb, yeah.
Yeah. It's like an Olaplex, but I don't know.
It's what they use to make me blonde, actually, the B3. So is there like any deep conditioners people can use if they have like longer hair and they want to keep it? Split end menders.
I wouldn't really do any like Brazilian type stuffs, like Brazilian treatments. I mean, unless you have, you know, very ethnic hair or mixed ethnic hair, then it makes sense. But Paul Mitchell, I'm not a huge fan of Paul Mitchell either. Their products really, but they make a great marula oil, which is it's, you know, it's a straightening procedure. It's kind of like a Japanese like Yuko whatever, but You know, it's just oil that you put on your hair and you sit under a dryer for a little bit. I mean, if you want your hair to stay healthy, trim it on a regular basis. Don't treat it like, you know, like a neighbor's kid or something. Like, take care of it, you know? I mean, just because a woman's growing her hair out doesn't mean that she shouldn't get it trimmed frequently. I mean, there should be scissors running across somebody's hair every couple of months, at least, just to get off the stuff that's preventing the rest of it from growing, you know? It's like your lawn, you don't just mow it once and you're
Right.
like, whoa, summer.
Think of your head as your lawn.
I was thinking of a way of apologizing about referencing your head as like my backyard.
It's all right.
But it worked though.
It's outdated. It looks like a lawn. It's all great.
It's really taking shape.
I'm also taking a little bit of my time because, like I said, this is super enjoyable to cut hair like this. I mean, she's like, this is like ideal, like, hair model hair. Like just how it sits, like just how that weight line starts creating itself. And I'll just go in like this.
Snip, 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 snip.
And blend all that out. It's heavy right now, but as I go in,
Lighten up that line.
Mary.
Ruby Rose.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it's me. I'm getting Ruby Rose
She's
vibes.
nasty.
Oh, she's so pretty.
I love her.
I love
She ain't got nothing on Jess though.
her. No,
Come on
of course
now.
not. Oh, man.
Are you freaking out?
No, I'm
You
stoked.
look like you're freaking out.
I'm stoked.
How can you be stoked?
I'm just, I don't know. I'm weirdly like okay with this, which is so weird because the last time I chopped my hair off, I hated it. I felt like I looked like a boy, and that was in college. I got like a short bob.
Those bobs I've ever gotten.
Well, this is shorter than that.
Yeah, this is.
This is shorter than that,
Mm-hmm.
and you still look pretty hot, so
Oh,
you're
thanks.
good.
I don't know. I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready. I've reached a stage where I'm just ready.
It's like when old men just stop caring.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetheart.
Okay.
You just don't care.
I just don't care. I'm at the point.
I'm
where-
telling you, but like another thing, like I'm gonna leave you a little bit in the crown right here because what's super sexy is having this all, whatever, however you want it, you figure it, and then having this back here kind of,
Yeah, keep it.
and that's where that. I mean, I haven't even really done anything to the side, and it already has its own texture.
Oh wow.
I mean, it's already sitting down. That's just light. But seriously, nowadays in 2016, a girl that looks like this, if she walked out right now, even wearing the cape in some areas, this is hot. Back home at a little in the place.
Yeah, it's that like what you were saying, like woke up like this, kind of like sexy bedhead look right
It's
now.
sex hair.
It is. Yeah, that's all
That's
the.
a new
That's
look.
the term. That's
That
what people
is.
are calling it.
Actually, though. How's it looking, guys? I can't see anything, so.
Yeah, people are like on the edges of their seats. They
Really?
can't wait to see the finished product.
Oh my God, we're buzzing again.
Hey, listen. You just take it easy.
No sudden.
I got to get rid of these funky little cowlicks you got back here.
So why do I have colic?
I don't know.
Is that just how your hair grows?
I guess God. Just,
I thought they were always only in the front. How do
Watch
they
out.
have it in the back?
What?
How do they have it in the back? I thought that was always a front thing.
Okay.
Okay, no.
I don't know.
I had a makeup artist tell me I have colics in my eyebrows too. I guess I'm just kind of all over.
Cowlicks in your eyebrows?
Yes, that's why they grow straight up. Well,
What?
this one does. So I guess they're everywhere.
Sometimes you feel like you know too much about yourself.
Me? My sister's like that.
Yeah.
She's convinced that her ears are uneven.
I feel like we're very, very hard on ourselves.
Girls,
We know
you
too
guys are
much.
crazy. Girls are just wackos.
Oh.
So my dad says you can't live with him, you can't live without him.
For people who are tuning in, this is Johnny Spinacos. Did I say your name right?
You did.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Check him out on Instagram. Yeah, people coming in and coming out, and checking out the progress.
Come on, come on.
If you want to see some of his best work, check out our Undercut story on
Oh
our
yeah, we'll
site.
post that.
Wait, what?
We'll post
Because
the
it
link.
definitely, he has tons of that.
You guys give me a shout out.
We give you lots of shout outs in that story. Like 3 or 4 pictures of yours.
Here we go. So I'm
You
gonna.
do not look like a boy.
Thank God.
No.
Not at all.
No. You'd be the boy that's like everybody's like looks like a girl.
My aunt would be proud. She told me, I'll never forget this. I was like a freshman in college. And she told me, she's like, one day you will chop your hair off. And when that day comes, I will be stoked. And I told her, I'm like, no, I'll never have short hair, ever, ever, ever. After my traumatic experience, I'm like, I'll always have long hair for the rest of my life. And when I told her I was doing this, you can imagine, she
Are
was
people
stoked.
actually watching this?
Oh yeah. There-
How many people are watching this?
Right now, almost 800
What?
people.
Wow.
There's 800 people watching this?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Very
Believe
funny,
it. At this very moment.
Very funny, you guys. So I'm like a huge fan of over direction with notching. Like everything in haircutting is opposites. So if I come in this way and I'm pushing that way, I cut it here,
It's gonna
it's obviously going to retain its length this way because you're cutting it
Ah.
opposite where it lives.
Man, I'm learning all sorts of tricks. Maybe I will try to
Could
cut
cut
my
your own hair,
Yeah,
right?
right. I just well then I won't go into Johnny and be like, fix this.
No, you can, but you're going to let me cut it however I want.
Ooh.
Refinement?
Just kidding.
Oh, okay. Cheer for
Mary,
refinement.
we should chop your hair off.
I would look like my brother for real.
No.
So no. Thank you though.
800 people?
Mhm.
No way. You're lying. I don't think you guys should fib.
It's just Justice Mom.
Just mama.
And her 800 accounts.
She's passed out on the floor from shock.
Oh my
Once we got
God,
those
she's
razor out.
just losing it, I bet.
You still sniffling?
Yeah. I'm sick, so.
I think I'm getting sniffly now.
Don't
Uh-oh.
mind me. Well,
Infected everyone.
I should be coming down. Now it's just my nose.
Normally in a salon, if a client is moving this way, just literally grab their head.
Oh yeah.
Am I moving?
Oh, I've literally just went.
Is she fidgety?
No, she was sneezing. I was just being
Yeah.
funny, but no, but people are like that.
Uh-huh.
Some people. I can't sit still,
Me neither.
so I. But it's so funny how I assume I expect other people to,
Uh-huh.
especially like older women who probably difficult too for a while, you know, long periods of time. No,
I feel like kids would be the worst.
yeah, I can beat up a kid. I can beat up little kids though. Some of them, not the husky ones.
So are you, somebody's asking, are you going to keep this asymmetrical? And yes, Bev, this is going to be a bit asymmetrical.
I just love. I mean, just how her hair blends like that is just.
Yeah, it's nice.
Head up a little bit.
So maybe you want to show people who are just tuning in what my hair looked before.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Zoom in
please.
on that before. But then
So for those just tuning in, that's what my head looked
It doesn't
like
even
earlier.
look like you actually anymore.
I know you look like such a little I don't know. You look so young and sweet, and you still look young, but I think you're
look.
gonna look like a rock star now.
My hair's pinned up right now.
You need to chill. All right, I'm doing the very freaking best.
Oh.
And I only have 2 hands.
Yeah, wouldn't it be easier to be a stylist if you had like 4 hands? Think of the things you could do.
I feel like I would get way too confused.
That's true.
I'm serious.
I always feel like I need a 3rd hand to do my hair.
What?
Can't hold
Too
like a
much
hair
going
dryer
on.
and a brush, and it's too much.
I just started sweating a little bit here.
I'm excited for the line work. I can't wait to see that.
Who are you?
I am. Even though I can't see it, but I'll watch it later.
Someone wanted to know if trimming the ends will help it grow.
Actually.
Is that
It depends if it needs it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you should be trimming your hair. Yeah, you should be. I mean, even men. I mean, I have a couple guy friends who have longer length hair. You have to maintain it. You know, the sun's going to affect it. This is California. I would imagine that the sun damage on hair out here is considerably higher than other places. So you have to you know, women focus so much on buying heat protectant stuff for their hot tools. What about the sun?
So what are some products you would recommend for that?
Like a roof would be a good one. Like a roof. Big hat. No, I mean that's the cost of going to the salon. Is the sun's going to fade your hair, and that I can't help you. Maybe there's some moisturizing, conditioning, you know, serum or something that you can put in your hair to help. I don't know what it is.
Sandra wants to know, when Jess needs a touch-up, is this kind of cut, if she were to go to a different stylist, would it be difficult for somebody to kind of like touch up?
Like redo it?
Yeah.
No. I don't know how many barbers are going to want to do that though. You know, just copy, hey, can you cut my hair today, but do what the last guy did. I don't know anybody who cuts hair for a living that's going to be okay with doing that. But it all depends on the person. I have when I did that one collaboration with that Sienna girl, she travels all around. You know, her job requires her to dance and be all floppy and fun. You know, so that, you know, fit what she was, you know, fit her deal. So, yeah, this is looking good. And you want to leave these like,
Yeah.
you want a little
bit
flimsy
of
flim?
face for me, or whatever you think looks good.
It doesn't matter what I do. I could
Viewers, what do
shave
you
your
want
whole
me to
head
do?
right now. What's everybody saying?
Somebody was saying, people are liking, like, you've noticed, Jess, your eyes and smile. What was our question back here?
I'm sorry.
There was a question.
No.
Oh,
you're
there
good.
it is. How often does this kind of cut need to
Tell me she doesn't look like Ruby Rose right there.
Totally
I just need like that thing. What does she have in her mouth? Like that classic picture.
A lollipop?
Yeah. Maybe not.
So how, I think that we went over this before, but can you remind us, a cut like this, when does she need to go back and get it, like, cut? Probably like 6 to 8 weeks, or sooner or later?
It depends on what her deal, you know, what her deal is. If she
My
wants
hair
to
does
grow it
not
out,
grow
or
fast.
some girls' hair grows real fast. Obviously, again, like with hers, I only gave her just a ever so slightly light taper in the back, just to keep it nice and neat and not have the manliness, but have the I don't know, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Every couple of weeks, whatever she wants. You know, if she
If I
wants.
wanted to maintain the undercut, that would be like.
Oh, the lines and stuff. Yeah, a couple days.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if you
Goes that
really want it
fast.
to always be fresh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, a couple days. And I don't use razor blades because I'm not a barber.
Jess, someone says you look like Housley.
Oh, shut up! Really? That is like the biggest compliment ever.
No.
Halsey, I love her.
You look
Love her. We actually did an interview with her.
Yeah, we did.
She's fantastic. So Halsey.
Next time you see her, you'd be like, "You're ugly.
be like, no, Halsey, I met you.
Your name isn't real."
Ashley wants to know if there's any way to fast forward this. Ashley, this is live happening as you're seeing this, so no. But if you need to go take a break and get a cup of coffee or something and come back, I'll definitely show you the after. But you should stick around.
If you feel like it.
Yeah.
Well,
Boy.
Whoa.
You are.
Oh,
we got a problem?
nope, we're good.
All right, so I'm going to smooth all this out now, and then I'm going to put some lines in here.
All right, cool. So we're coming to the end, guys. Smoothing her out and then line work.
I even know how you should style it for your show.
Oh, perfect. I need advice on that.
I'm not advising, I'm telling you.
Okay, cool. Even
I'm
better.
serious.
Even
Right, listen,
better.
super. I can't even think. I'll go off on a tangent if I even think about it for too long. Let's just focus. But like this side being super neat and clean
Yeah.
and refined, and that side being like diffused and frayed out and backcombed and all wild.
Have at it. Can I just come to you to do my hair the day before? Or the
Yeah.
day of?
See what I'm doing. So I want to leave some of that.
Dancing in the seat.
You freaking out?
Playing with.
No, I love this song.
Diamonds in the sky?
Yeah.
What is this called?
Oh no, it's Dev, dancing in the dark. That's how I feel. Man, I'm dancing in the dark right now. I can't see anything.
Yeah. Could be doing anything.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Here we go, guys.
See, and then stuff like this happens where I get an idea, like halfway through my haircut.
Inspiration has struck.
Yeah, this is kind of ridiculous.
Ridiculous? All right, let's
Yeah.
do it.
Watch out. I need this light right here. Yeah, it's gonna look ridiculous. And then when you see it, you're gonna be like, oh, it's ridiculous. And then that's what I'll call it. Honestly.
What's the biggest haircut mistake you see people make? I'm always curious what stylists say that.
The biggest
Like haircut mistake.
hair cutting,
Yes.
unbalanced haircuts are just like rampant. Like people just not pacing themselves. Like I said, like speeding, like focusing, being so comfortable in this spot that by the time you get over here, you're kind of like over the cut. That's like the biggest thing. Or the fading. I mean, fading is really hard. People think fading is simple. Light tapers in the nape or in the temple areas, not necessarily difficult, but like a fade, those are hard to do. They're really hard to do. And there's no room for error. So I would say like bad barbered cuts, you know, like overzealous barbers who just got their like little black rubber gloves and just think they can 4 a.m. fade everybody.
So what should somebody look for in a stylist if they don't want to end up with an awful haircut?
Compassion.
I think if you want to look for a style, I would look for, if you go into a salon, I would venture to guess the stylist that speaks the least offers the most. That's the way.
Most quiet stylist.
That's the way I would gauge it. Obviously it's different everywhere, but I would I take that as that person's really involved with and inspired by making that person feel better, you know? Like Instagram is cool, all that's really cool, and it's easy for me to say it because it's like, oh, he has followers. I don't care about my following. I don't get that stuff. It's about this, you know?
I'm just like surprised there's anything left to cut. That's so much hair.
Your eyebrows.
Yeah, those need to be done.
Yeah, that looks hot. Well, it's just, you have like look at her head shape. It's like, see like the silhouette of that?
Yeah, that's nice.
Look at her
It's
head.
like this is all so feminine.
Yeah.
Everything is so feminine.
Good.
That this could be whatever. And it'll fit.
So tell us about what's coming up next. What's left to do?
I'm just really going back in here and just chipping away, just blending some of this a little bit more, because I want, when I go in with the clippers, and I'm going to do something very, very basic with the clippers, but
I'm gonna be a basic bee.
yeah, no, not really though. I don't know. I'll do my best. I'll make a few goals. But once I put these away, I have like really bad OCD when I cut hair. Like when I'm done with my scissors, I'm not picking them back up. Obviously, if I have to.
Baby hairs. Well, you're cutting them. That's, I think, the first time I've ever had a stylist do that.
A lot of firsts here.
Yeah. So is it like where you're parting your hair and cutting it? It seems like it's really crucial to this cut.
It depends. Like I said, like it depends where she's going to be parting it. So you find out where their natural part is, which is kind of difficult sometimes. Hers was easy. It's pretty definitive on its own. But with a cut like this, you kind of zigzag it. So like when I do style it, like I'll find my part, you know, her natural. But I'll mess it up a little bit. But I mean, this looks, it's tough cutting girls like her hair because I probably could have stopped 10 minutes ago.
Huh.
I mean, you know, there's just girls have that. They have, it just fits. I don't know. I can't explain it.
Well, people are dying to see the finished
Yeah.
results.
I'm dying to see the finished result.
Yeah, people I think are trying to read your facial expression and they think-
I'm dying to see it.
I just, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Yeah, let me take care of this back. Yeah, and you have the perfect hair for this because you can cut all this hair off and it doesn't look like she's, you know, shorting out on hair. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, we cut a lot of it off, but she still has a lot of hair.
So this wouldn't work for like a thinner hair girl?
It would, but the proportions would be different. So if you had super fine hair, like on your head and bone structure, I would take the top way shorter.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
In order to like compensate for what's missing. And then, I mean, this is basically just a boy's haircut from the occipital bone up.
very fancy terminology.
Well, that's it. This is the
Yeah.
occipital bone.
No, it reminds me of a high school bio class.
I
memorized
yeah,
that.
I hate saying that word, but it's the
Occipital.
only.
Uh-huh. Wait,
Yeah, I don't know what else to call it. I only learned it in hair school. Or temporal lobes.
yeah. That's part of your brain, right?
I don't know. It's not a good sign. But yeah, I mean, her hair is anything really. So I mean, and a lot of people don't even do this with shorter women's hair, like something that's just doing this, internally layering it from underneath, point cutting in from underneath, and accentuating that short to long even more, really allows for you to be a little bit messier in certain areas, and it really accentuates the playfulness and the femininity in it. Men's cuts are very precise and clean and bam. Girls' haircuts are supposed to be a little floppy, you know?
Right.
All right, now I'm gonna do the line,
Yeah, buddy. What I'm excited for.
just for everybody on the thing, just so they could see it, and then. And that's still plenty good length.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow, that's fun.
Do a little mohawk.
All right. And do the line.
All right, so where do you want your line, madame?
Where do I want my line?
Where do you want your line? Whatever I want?
You do whatever you want. Dude, design my whole head. I don't care.
Allie Flynn says, OMG, so good.
Allie!
Oh, boy.
My girl.
So do you like the length though?
I can't see it. I'm assuming I
You
do.
want to pull up your phone if you want to do it?
No, we
No.
cannot.
Okay.
No, I don't want to see it
No,
till
we
the end.
cannot.
That'll be like the big reveal. You guys can see how I feel about it.
I think it looks great.
I really like it.
honestly.
I like
Looks
I like
great.
how I like that I parted it here, but you can even throw it to that side.
Yeah.
So on stage you can do some flip. You know, you can flip it around a little bit.
Awesome.
Like, look at that. Look how thick that is. That's just the front.
Man.
I wish I
The rest
would have knotted up your
here.
ponytail before I cut it.
Look at all that hair on the ground.
Gross.
That's a
Lot of
crazy
hair.
amount of hair.
It's so disgusting.
All right.
Johnny, give me the prettiest design ever. Or badass. Or awesome. Any of those three.
Any of those three can be
Would
achieved
be
by me
great.
leaving right now. So let's calm down. I ain't no magician.
Yes, you are. He's an undercut master.
All right, I need that light though, so I'll turn with you, but I need this behind me like that. You hear that?
We won't distract you while we can.
Oh no.
Oh, we can.
Hmm? Oh, and when you're cutting somebody's hair, like before you cut any of their hair, make sure their legs are not crossed.
Oh yeah, I always cross my legs, and my hair girl
Yeah.
was like, nope.
Yeah, no.
'Cause then it changes it. The
Mhm.
sunk a little.
Yep. All right, you ready?
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes! Do it. Sure, we're doing the line. You see okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Say a little prayer before we do this, or what?
I don't.
This is patience.
Killing me.
He ain't wasting his time on haircuts. You freaking out right now?
No, I'm just stoked. Because I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm like not nervous. I'm just excited.
I think it's really good.
All right, I'm gonna put them to your head now, okay?
Stay still, okay?
Can't move. No moving. I'm gonna go quick, so. Yeah, your hair just falls out. It's perfect.
Hi.
You are?
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't even feel just not thinking about it.
I know, I'm definitely like seriously holding my breath.
She can move. I'm just messing around. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. Nothing I'm doing right now is my goal holding these is never accuracy. It's just to get my idea. And then the other ones I use, because I don't use blades, because I'm not a barber, that acts as my razor blade almost. You guys are going to die when you see this in like 5 minutes, actually.
Ooh.
I mean, that's just the line.
I love the shape of it though.
So, then most barbers will go in. If these nick you, let me know.
She starts bleeding.
But like even on her, like, so we're doing a hard line here, but like with her hairline, there's a lot of options. You know, she's still a pretty girl with softer features, irregardless of the new haircut. So I like to point cut in that hairline a little bit. So it trims it out. You know, I go across the grain too. And it's just like another softer version. Kind of just tracing the outline, you know? But you're doing it with just the edge of the clipper. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Someone just said this looks so badass. It does.
Thank you. And especially on women who don't get this done a lot. Even girls who do get this done frequently. I don't know if it's women's skin or just skin back here, I'm sure predominantly, but just being super conscious with these things because, you know, obviously her skin hasn't been, you know, this is probably a little traumatic for her skin. You know? So even like the sideburn, like right here too, I don't want to give her like a mix-in, so just the way you'd point cut with scissors though. Is it? You know what I mean? As opposed to just going meh, and then I can just etch in there. I can follow her head shape. I can freehand it a little bit. Maybe that one just needs to go to help it go like that. You know what I mean? You can really personalize it. You know, so that way, you know, no two sideburns that you do are the same, or you know, every time you do a layer, it's a little different than the last one you did.
I don't know if you want to share this information, but people are asking like how much you charge for a cut.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Let me just finish this line really
Yeah,
quick.
sure.
Sorry, everybody.
No.
I'm just
It
trying to
is-
get good lighting right now. Hey, so your scalp is really white.
Good, good contrast.
Just letting you know. Like you guys will, you'll see the difference in the line. Like you can see it as I'm moving my way down the line. Just the crispness and the clarity. It's still no, it's not a razor blade, but I don't want to use a razor blade. I don't like the way that feels. Not to mention I could get in trouble. You know, God forbid, like I was doing it in a salon. And I mean, I'm literally only, I'm just like lightly tapping with either this corner or that corner of my blade. Like lightly up and down. I'll even pull the hair like a tattoo artist would do almost. Just to maybe give myself like an extra little millimeter wiggle room. And I like working side to side too. I don't like, never go from the middle and then out left and right.
Sorry, we're
This one right here.
thank you. Yeah, we're running a little low
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure
geez.
I'm fully charged.
How much are we on time?
$800 people were really watching this.
Mm-hmm.
How many people are watching it now?
Now about
600.
650. Yeah.
Boo to the people who left.
Yeah.
It
They might be back.
will be done. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. You look hot.
Yay! I want to see it.
No, it's just no. It's not a pop. It's not an option.
Not yet.
Tilt your head that way. Yeah, perfect.
Rachel, with the jokes. People didn't leave. They died of old age. This takes time. You wouldn't want to rush it. That looks really cool.
You see what I mean? Like it's super classy. Like
Yeah.
the whole haircut's enough of a transition. I don't want
Right.
to shred her whole head.
No, I like
I'd like
it
to
a
give her
lot.
something that she'll smile about for a minute. She can come back to me. Establish that, you know, from a
Yeah.
client standpoint. I'll go through and play around the top a little more, but I mean that's pretty much all I want to do to you,
Oh, yes.
line wise.
So returning to our question
Mm-hmm.
about ballpark, like what would you charge for a cut like this?
For a haircut like
Uh-huh.
this, $60,
Oh, really?
pretty much. Yeah.
Huh.
This isn't like a money thing for me, really.
Wow.
For me, it isn't. I don't know. But yeah, like $60 and a hug.
And a hug.
Yeah.
Okay. That hug is priceless. I mean, I don't know how the rest of the world feels with it, but in like LA, Southern California dollars, that's not a lot of money.
Nothing.
I've been in salons where 300, 400.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel like I can connect with a client when there's that obligation to spend that type of money. I don't care how like tight you are with the person. It's about money at that point. And I don't know. I don't live beyond my means. I don't want for more than I already have. And I could probably literally just do this like for the next couple hours.
Well,
Probably my
I think
phone
I have like
better
Asperger's
going
or
to-
something. I just get lost.
It's nice that you're so passionate about it and about the craft. It is actually really cool to see that.
To be honest with you, I think I was passionate about the craft, but then I fell in love with people. It was through it. Like yeah, cutting hair is fun because you're creating and you're doing, but finally learning to like put others before yourself is a super cool experience.
I've just never like thought of it that way.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot of stylists that do. I don't know. I come from where I come from. I've been through what I've been through. Everybody has their own experiences, but that's just for me. That's what hair is to me. Hair is. I mean, when a girl's trusting me to. Somebody laughing at me?
That someone says you're hot.
Oh goodness.
Are you single?
Are you blushing?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably.
Probably, he says.
No, she said blushing. But I don't know. Everything's about Instagram now.
Yeah.
That's how I found you.
So what's next in this
In this haircut?
process? Yeah.
Well,
Just trimming it up?
pretty much done here. I'll dry her out, or I'll dry her hair, and probably just mess it up a little bit and tease it out. Nothing crazy. Texture spray. But yeah, I mean that's about it. I can stop whenever.
Yeah, well, people
Unless you want me to
wanna
like put a name in her back here or something.
Yeah, can you, what are your boyfriend's initials? Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. People just want to see the whole finished.
Oh, they want to see everything?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So give
Well.
the people what they want.
Well, my hair shouldn't take too long to dry now that it's like not that.
I think everybody needs to just calm down. I need my blow dryer.
Sure.
Somebody in the audience?
I will grab it.
Woohoo!
Do you like that length?
I would assume so.
Play around. Check it out.
I mean, I was playing with it before.
I mean, you got mega flop with it too. Like there's,
Like,
yeah, it's not short.
hell
I
yeah.
could- I-
Yep.
Maybe
Brought
that's-
this here.
That's
You
okay.
needed it.
Hmm?
Yeah, this is like exactly the length I wanted it to be. So.
And you can even,
I have nothing on this side.
no, you can. What are you talking about? You can.
Girl, what you talking about?
You can.
Yeah, you can wear it on both sides for sure.
Cool.
Oh, wait till, I can't wait till you see what line it is.
Yeah. The
You see what I
line
mean?
is
People don't
awesome.
even understand. Simple.
It's
It's
best.
one line.
It's an interesting blow dryer. I don't think I've ever seen. What's Paul Mitchell blow dryer? I thought that was a logo.
Right. So for those of you who just tuned in, we're drying her out. We're gonna reveal the final look very soon.
This is a blow dryer. Mini
What product
blower.
are you using?
So this is by YHS. I don't know what that means. I don't know who owns the company. They sent me a bunch of it, and it's like a hydrating serum. I'll give you the rest of that bottle if you want, but I don't know like what to. I would say it's probably like a hydrating oil. It doesn't. If you were to play with your hair right now, it's not like greasy, but it gives a little sheen. It gives a little shine, and it makes the blow dries. It's like re-wetting the hair without really having to like soak the hair again.
Oh, that's handy.
Yeah. Or you can put that in and diffuse it, and then back comb it a little bit, and part her off to the other side.
Oh, wow.
I mean, there's so many different things you can do. She can take this and go all the way back. She could.
So many
Yeah.
options.
There really is. She's used to parting it on this side. She could part it wherever, whatever. What? That looks good. It looks beautiful, and it's a good length.
Yeah. You can
And-
still tie it back for when you
Yeah,
work
maybe
out.
not now, but
Really?
maybe not right now, but
I have to work out in like 2 hours, so I gotta
Really?
figure out how I'm gonna. Yeah. Yeah. Training mode.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You tie it up. Or a headband.
Oh, cute. Oh, headband would be really cute.
I wouldn't
Wanna
tie
get
it
off
up.
your face.
Flop this thing around. Go
All
feel
right,
it
I'm
out.
just gonna work out like this.
Well, no, I'm not.
Channel my Dana Lynn Bailey and Jamie
God,
Eason.
please no.
I love her. I love her.
No.
Dana Lynn Bailey. She is like the most badass woman you'll ever see.
I still, who, like, is she an actress? Or?
She's she's like a fitness person.
Okay.
Big
She's a
influencer.
juice head.
Oh, yeah?
Good juice head. Look me in the face and tell me she's
She is
Well,
not.
You're crazy.
I love her.
She's wild. She's a fun personality, but
Yeah.
don't look like that. Girls, don't look like her. You put your head down.
I'm about to learn a new blow drying technique for short hair.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention. This is how you're gonna style your hair from now on. I have a lot of hair.
You really do have like the perfect head shape for this thing. And these little baby hairs in front, now that your hair is shorter, you can use a toothbrush and like a little bit of pomade, and it can get them to stick down.
Nice. Toothbrush.
Yeah, or like a little shoe shine brush or something.
Interesting.
Here we have somebody show us a toothbrush.
Put your head up, and then back a little bit. I mean, her hair just lays like perfectly, just like that. So to get a little volume, like I'll blow dry it the other way. Like if your hair falls over here and you want it to be bigger, blow dry it the opposite way, you know?
Good tip. That's a good tip.
It's like the best part. It's like having your head massaged.
Put your head back a little bit.
Short.
Hmm?
Short. I'm stoked. I'm so ready for this.
I would hope so.
Okay,
There's no
so
choice right at
yeah.
this point.
No takesies, backsies.
All right, so like people want to see me style it.
I think we just want to get it to a point where, yeah, we can
Just
just
show you
have a
what-
final
See
look,
what it kinda
but,
looks
you know, probably.
And that looks hot. That looks hot slick back
Yeah.
too.
Ooh, look at that. That
Alright.
looks really cute. Wow, you look like such a badass, Jess.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a
we're
little
going
sugar
for.
lift in her hair.
Okay.
So hang your head back, like as far as you can, and then rest your back against it.
Okay.
Is that comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a sugar lift. So it's like pomade for females. Like it's a sugar lift, sticky, it's tacky. I want to still establish this part line right here. Just give her some. A lot of times I'll just spray it in my hands and kind of pomade affect it like this. Usually the chairs don't spin.
Stupid, Jess.
Moving.
No, and her hair, I mean, your head up. You put your head up. Her hair is going to take a little while to kind of like learn how to train it like this, or just for you and your hair to kind of get on the same page. But
Are there products to help do that?
I'm going to style you out right now. And I don't care who's watching.
Here we go. You're using pomade?
Yeah, this is men's pomade for men.
You can start stealing stuff from your boyfriend now.
Yeah. Thanks, babe. Told him we'll have matching haircuts. A little bit of an undercut too.
You're hanging your head towards me.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel nice?
Yep.
Hand massage.
Yep. I'm happy I'll still have hair to play with.
Yeah. Plenty of it.
Beautiful.
Oh wow, that's sex hair. I like it.
Hey, did you just have sags?
No.
So that's just with the pomade that I use.
Uh-huh.
I just add a little bit more water just to make it a little.
Yeah, this is really edgy. I love it.
And I'll show you some just some hand tricks that I do on short hair too. And that was really just me, lightly fingering a men's pomade that's maybe a little bit watered down through her hair.
Awesome. So she can part it to either side. See it. Oh wow. You look like you just stepped off a runway.
Oh, good.
So edgy. Very cute.
I mean, however you want to wear it, but I mean, it looks ridiculous either way. But this is where the line is.
Yeah. Gonna last look at the line.
Oh, you want to see the line?
Yeah. Just take
Finished
a last
product.
look at this.
Well, then here I can also. Let's just address this really quick because I saw this just now too.
Slick back look. Okay. So Jess, you can wear it like any which way. You've got lots of options.
Yay, which is surprising for a short haircut.
Yeah, so I'm pretty much done.
Yeah.
I'll just keep doing this all day. like,
Okay,
for real.
well then we will sign off because everybody wants to see the finished look. This is it. We can post some additional photos afterwards. Thank you so much, Johnny.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we'll post a link to his Instagram so you can check out all the other fabulous looks. Let us know what you guys think. I think it looks awesome, and
I'm super
Jess, I
pumped with
can't
what I
wait
have
for
it.
you to see it.
Yay! I'm sure I
So,
love it.
Jess, you want to
Yeah.
sign us off?
Thanks, Total Beauties, for joining in with us. That was so much fun. I can't wait to see it. I hope you guys like it.
Yeah,
Get some good tips. Until next time.
Wait, what? We have to show her the
Oh, do you want to see
Yeah,
the
if you
reveal?
want to know her reaction.
Oh, you want to know my reaction? All right.
Oh, to your haircut?
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. I'll be over here.
So in case I want to, All right,
Okay.
guys. Here we go.
He just ran away.
Yeah.
Holy Mother of God! I feel like Ruby Rose. I love it. My mother is probably crying right now. Yes! The confidence that will be exerted on that stage. It's going to be pretty badass. Oh, my
Do you
God.
love the line?
I love it. I love the line.
Yeah. And then back here, as you turn, it gets, because the hair fades back here, so the dimension, like if you follow the line, it almost looks like there's a,
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
There's depth to
Grade
it.
A badass. That's how I feel right now.
So we
Yay!
did it. Oh, thank you again, Johnny. Thanks,
thank
Jess,
you
for being a
guys.
guinea pig.
Yes.
And like I said, we'll try to post some more pictures of Jess, maybe as she styles her hair in different ways. And thank you so much for tuning in, guys. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Until next time, I'm Mary. This is Jess.
Bye,
See you later.
guys.
Later.